So it starts out with a double stop on the 7th fret, which you can see on the tab. You can play that with your ring finger if you want to. It doesn't really matter either way, but you definitely want to employ alternate picking for that. And you pop down to the B and the G string at the 4th fret. And then he plays this very cool lick. And then grab the B and the G string and slide down to the 2nd fret. So now we have then come back and then hammer and pick again. So we've got now he's going to play that again with just a couple of subtle differences to it. Start out the exact same way. And he adds an extra little pickup there. And you'll hear that on the recording. And probably the best way to approach that is up, down. Up, down, I think is best. And he comes back the exact same way, but just with that little pickup note in there. And then you want to kind of slide into this one. And that can be a little bit awkward depending on which fingers you choose, but basically he's just sort of sliding into it from where he's at. And then, and as you can see, it's a lot of alternate picking to pull that off. So those two together, nice and slow. Now the next section of the solo is sort of mapped out the way the first half of the solo is, where he's got sort of a melodic idea and then he just kind of embellishes it or plays it slightly different each time. So this next part is played like so. A lot of double stops, right? Just predominantly double stops. So what's important about this section is where he starts this first phrase. He comes off of the previous thing that he played. He comes off of that, and then he enters this part on the second beat of the measure. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and... And so this is a lot of double stopping, as I mentioned before, and I play it with these middle fingers first so I can get a comfortable hammer on down here. But you can see that I'm on the 3rd fret on the B string and the 4th fret on the G string, and we slide it up. Downstrokes for this, I think, are just fine. So that's a hammer on right there. And then he basically outlines an E7 chord. But he doesn't hold them down as a chord. He doesn't let the notes ring together. He separates them out rather nicely, starting with a slide. Whatever fingers you want to use is totally fine. And you just carry that all the way from the 4th fret all the way to the 12th fret. Alternate picking is probably best for that. So he basically comes back and plays the same thing again, just like he did with the first section of the solo, but with subtle differences, a different tag at the end and so on. The first thing to note here, though, is unlike the previous riff where he entered on the second beat, he enters on the upbeat of 1. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and... Other than that, the riff is basically the same, right? And then he plays this. Double stop again, lots of double stops. The 4th fret on the B string and the G string. Kind of slides into this. So here is the whole solo played in its entirety. And back to the main body of the song. So there you go, Hey Bulldog from the Beatles, with another very intriguing solo from George Harrison. I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and see you guys again real soon.